Hello and welcome to JBRT Productions. Today we're going to show you how to make a stunt dummy out of plastic bottles. Let's begin. Alright, so the dummy you see before you isn't the one that's made out of plastic bottles. It's one that was made out of old newspapers, some duct tape, and some old clothes. I didn't use too much duct tape, so it was pretty hard to handle him. By the way, I called him Justin. So yeah, again, he was pretty hard to handle. He was really loose, too limber, but he did make one good test shot. Let's see the test shot. Okay, so that looked like it really hurt. But let's see the aftermath. Alright, so as you can see, his face is kinda, yeah. Right there is where I messed up. I put a plastic bag without, reinforcing it. So, aside from that, I had a bunch of other problems. So, I went back and recreated him. Now, using plastic bottles that I had lying around my house, some duct tape and an old sock and some string, I created this, the skeleton. How much did it cost me? Well, it was free. And I'm pretty sure if you asked your neighbors or your friends if you could have some Coke bottles, I'm pretty sure it would be free too. So the cost of this would be $0 if you actually did it right. And yeah. Alright, so if you don't like this video, if you think this is stupid, I posted links down below to other videos that can make it for cheaper and better. For those of you who do, here are the materials. So, the materials that you'll need for this build are 14 2-liter plastic bottles. Make sure they're empty. Duct tape. You don't need that much. Just a big roll would help. Some string of some sort. I suggest like thick twine or rope. A long screwdriver. The hammer is actually optional. You can use a power drill and a drill bit. I just didn't have one at the time. So, yeah. Pair of scissors, well, not that one. This one. You can also use a knife with a sharp end. Just be careful. And some newspapers. Don't worry, like if they're dirty or anything, well, actually worry, but all you'll do is just crumple it up, like so. And finally, you will also need a bunch of clothes to dress your dummy. Alright, step 1. Clean your bottles. Make sure to remove any labels prior to doing this. And all you have to do is just clean your bottles. You don't have to fill it out the whole way, just enough just to rinse it out. Next, you're going to want to dry your bottle thoroughly. Make sure to hang it upside down to let it drip dry for a while. Alright, step 2. While your bottles are drying, take off all the caps. Take your screwdriver and your hammer and just do this. If you're using a drill bit, be careful and try not to hurt yourself. And regardless, you should end up with this. Now do this for like all 14 of them. Step 3. Take your bottle caps. Take 2 of your bottle caps and your string and do this. You don't want it to be too long because you don't want him to be flailing all around. Think of this as your tendons and the bottles as your limbs. Step 4. Take 3 of your bottles, some duct tape, and line them all up, and you should end up with this. As you can see, I used the bare minimum, and you're gonna need to do this twice. And here's a shot of what the final product should look like once you screw in the caps. Step 5. Okay, you're gonna want to take one of these and one of these. Take your screwdriver, take your rope, and take your knife or your scissors with a sharp end. Okay, so first take your knife or scissors with a sharp end and do this. Poke holes in the bottom of it. You don't want them too wide or too big, and you don't want them too small. Next, you're going to want to lace your screwdriver with it and poke it through. And then just lace it, and then do the same with the others and lace them together. The end product should look like this, and these will act as your shoulders and hip points. Make sure to tie it up really well. As you can see, I have no knotting skills. So yeah. Step 7. Alright, for this, I just took a sock and stuffed it with newspaper. Step 8. Assembly. If you did this right, you should be able to screw on all the other bottle caps with everything else. This should allow you freedom to just screw it on without any resistance. And the final product should look something like this. Step 9. Dress up. So yeah, in this part, you're gonna wanna dress them up. It's a little difficult, and if your stunt dummy looks kind of thin in some areas, that's where you take your newspapers and stuff and fill out the areas which you find thin. Next, you're gonna want to put hair and wigs and whatever, a hoodie, and it should end up looking like this. Alright, well, that's how to build it. If you like this, then hey, great, share it with your friends. If you don't, well, I'm sorry that I wasted your time.